Hello Year 3, and here we are for Thursday's maths lesson, 28th of January. So, great to have you all here again. We're going to start off today by doing subtracting tens from 3-digit numbers, which means we're going to need to bridge through 100. That means our numbers are going to drop to the hundreds below. Now you'll remember when we did subtracting ones and we were bridging through tens, how we partitioned our number into two so that we could make a jump back to get us to the nearest 100 and then another jump with what was left. So here we've got 123, subtract 40. So if we take away 20, you can see from my number line, we go from 123, take away 20, and that gets us to 103. And then we need to take away another 20, and 100 take away 20 is 80, and our ones digit stays the same through the whole of the calculation, because we're taking away 4 tens and we've got no ones to take away in this particular example. So let's have a look at this one. Same again, with partitioning, we've got 136, so I've got 3 tens there, and then I've got to take away 50, so 5 tens there. So if I take away 30, that will get me back to 106, and then I need to take away another 20, and that will take me all the way back to 86. Again, the ones digit has stayed the same in all of the calculation, it's just the tens and the hundreds digit that has changed. So, here are some for you to have a try. Pause the video while you have a go. When you've done them, come back to see how you got on. Well, here we are, here's the answers, so you can check how you did and then come back and I'll talk you through the rest of the lesson. Okay, so on Monday we were doing lots of turning. We were doing quarter turns, half turns, 3/4 turns and whole turns, and we learned about clockwise and anti-clockwise. Well, today we're going to be looking at the links between right angles and turns. So to be successful today, you'll need to know that a right angle is equal to, or the same as, a quarter turn. And we're going to be using some bar models to show some of our turns as well. So let's have a look. Let's start off by watching a short video.
But first of all, what is an angle? Well, here we've got a line. And now we've got another line. Did you see how the second line turned from the first line? And there's an angle, the gap between the two lines. So an angle is a measure of turn, a measure of how far two lines have turned away from each other. And we can see that we've got one angle there. Can you see another angle in this drawing? Well, there's another angle there, isn't there, all the way around. You see that the second angle is quite a bit larger than the first angle. How many angles can you see here? Pause the video quickly, have a go at noting them down. Well, we can see 4 angles, can't we? Because we've got like a cross shape here, and where each of the lines meet, the gap between each of the lines there is an angle, a measure of turn, a measure of the gap between two lines. So there are 4 angles there. Here we've got that same drawing and those 4 angles and a question. What is the same about all of the 4 angles? They're all the same size, aren't they? And you can see that all 4 of them together make a full turn. Let's watch this on the diagram on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4 all those four make a full turn, what you may call a circle or a full turn round a point. So each of those angles is a quarter of a turn. We've got four of them, they're equal, and all four together is a full turn, so each of them is a quarter of a full turn. And we call a quarter of a full turn a right angle, and that's one of the most important angles that we can learn about. A quarter of a full turn is a right angle. So there are two right angles in half a turn. There are three right angles in 3/4 of a turn, and for the full turn there are four right angles.
Okay, so we can also have a look at angles and turns on a clock. And as I said in the video, and we looked at the other day, the angle, if I turn my minute hand on my clock 1/4 of a turn, it's pointing at 3, and we've now got a right angle there in the middle. If we carry on moving it around by another quarter turn, we've actually made a half turn, and we've got this time a straight line there. We can continue to move our minute hand around the clock 3/4 of a turn, and then a whole turn, and it gets back to where it started from. So your task today, we've got 3 tasks. I'm going to explain them all first, and then you can get on and get on with them. So task 1, you've all got the same task 1, and you're going to be needing to, it says, to complete the sentences and also show it on the clock. So the first one, the pointer is at 12, and it says a quarter turn is equal to how many right angles. So you need to draw a quarter turn on the second clock and write in how many right angles that is. And you've got 4 sentences there to write in, and I'd also like you to shade in the bar model to show the fraction of the turn that each right angle, each turn is equal to. Now for your second task, we've got some thinking questions. So here's an example. The minute hand moves half a turn clockwise. What number is it pointing to in its new position? Well, the minute hand is starting by pointing at 3. If that's going to move half a turn clockwise, let's think about which way is clockwise. Well, clockwise is the way that the hands travel on a clock, or the numbers go up on a clock. So clockwise is going to be that way. So let's move our minute hand half a turn. So that will be a quarter turn, and that will be a half a turn. So what number is it pointing to in its new position? Well, it's pointing to number 9, and then you would be able to draw it. So we put this one back where it was, and then you can draw the new line where it will be pointing to after half a turn on your clock. So that's task 2. Task 3, well, green group have got to find the way through the dangerous seas by following the safe route which is given to you. Blue group have got to write the safe route, and just in case you're thinking it's a different route. And then yellow group have got spotting some more right angles, so you might need to have your right angle spotter there, your angle tester, to see which where there are right angles in those shapes. So those are the 3 tasks for today. Don't forget, if you're not sure, you can always rewind the video and have a look, but otherwise make sure you send your work in by 3:30 if you can, and then the next lesson for Friday will be available at 5 o'clock today. Take care, and I'll see you all again tomorrow. Bye.